And hello, everybody. I will be posting the recording on YouTube. And we'll send the link so your SSDs will share that with you. So, um, hope everybody is having a great start to their January. It is the 17th. Today is my dad's birthday. He's 72 years old. And it's over halfway through the month. So you've already probably made some resolutions or some goals or some like, I want to try and do this year. And you maybe have already even failed at some of those things. You maybe have been super successful so far. I usually always love to make a resolution of some sort. And this year I've kind of focused like physical, emotional, spiritual, and then what was the other one? Educational. So like 4 different categories of focuses for my goals for the year. And oh, Terry, you don't have volume. You may attempt to turn, if you're on your phone, turn your ringer on and maybe just turn up your volume. Check that your speaker is working. You can also swipe down from the corner of your phone and turn up the volume if you're on your phone. So with it being a new year, hopefully you have had, and Terry, if it still doesn't work, maybe jump out of the call and jump back in. That could be, hopefully. Is everybody else able to hear me? Good. Yeah. Connie, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got worried there for a second. I'm like, I see my speaker going up and down, so I know it's working. So with the new year, focusing on and setting some SMART goals is really, really important. We all know the SMART goal acronym is specific is the first one. Has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be achievable. Has to be relevant. It has to be time bound. So when you're thinking about these things, so specific, make it narrowed down for more effective planning. So making it not a wide goal, like one of my physical goals is to run more this year than I did last year. Well, that's very wide. It's not very narrowed. So I need to narrow it down and say, okay, well, last year I ran this many miles a week. So this year I need to run this many miles a week, right? So that would narrow it down and make it more specific. Measurable is making sure that it can progress and that you're able to measure the success. So for example, if you're wanting to sell more Scentsy products this year than you did last year, that would be able to be measured by a tracker of some sort. So you have to make sure that you are tracking whatever it is that you're doing. Terry, you still say you have no audio. I would try a different device. Maybe try getting on your computer, because everybody else has said that they are having no problems with the audio. So then the next is achievable. So make sure that you can reasonably accomplish the goal that you have set. So if you've got 500 PRV a month as a goal, and that's going to make you achieve more this year than you did last year, then that is something that is achievable, right? You can achieve that goal within that specific time frame, that month. Relevant, it should align with your values and your long-term objectives. So This is interesting thought because I feel like a lot of us in business have like these short-term goals, but what is the long term? What is the big picture for you with your business? Um, what is the thing that gets you coming back and selling more and showing up for your customers? What is your big picture goal? Because if your short-term goals, your more time framed goal is not pointing towards that long-term goal, then it's not going to be effective. You're not going to be as motivated to achieve those short-term goals because it's not necessarily pointing towards your long-term goal. And then T, time-based, right? Time-bound, whichever you want to say. You have to set a realistic but ambitious end date to clarify the task or the goal that you have, right? You can break it down monthly, you can break it down weekly, you can break it down daily, and even breaking it down even further from I want to sell 500 PRV a week so I can hit 2,000 PRV a month. What does that look like? Well, that's maybe 2 parties that I'm going to be doing. If I don't have any parties scheduled for that week, that's me reaching out to maybe 20 customers and getting 20 customers to buy a 6-pack, right? I think a lot of times we see the big number and we're like, I don't know that I can do that. So when you break it down into smaller, achievable things, you're more likely to do it. Because when you think, oh, sell $500 a week, does that seem daunting to anybody? Raise your hand if that seems daunting. $500 a week. Yeah. So if I say it was 20 customers, right? If I say, could you reach out to 20 customers in a week? Does that seem daunting? Anybody? Does that seem daunting? Some a little bit. So the levels of daunting is different. But if you reach out to 20 customers a week, that would be, let's just say 5, we'll say 4 a day in a work week. Could you reach out to 4 customers a day? Does that sound daunting? Raise your hand if that sounds daunting. 4 customers, 4 friends, 4 family members. So if that sounds daunting, you have to change your mindset around what is achievable for you. If it's 1 customer a day, could you reach out to 1 person? Hey, I've got wax. You want to smell the new wax we have coming out, or we have this new collection coming out. That's how you make it achievable. We are past the stage of just willy-nilly post and pray, and people are coming to us to order products. Like we're not in that hyper growth anymore. Like you all probably are feeling a little shift in business where sales aren't coming maybe as quickly or as easily. And you have to actually set a timer on your clock. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be doing some very productive, intentional sales with customers. Or if I don't have customers, I need to figure out where I'm going to find customers. I'm going to go drop flyers at doctor's offices. I'm going to ask for referrals. I'm going to ask people to do a party. I'm going to look back and see who my very first customers when I started Scentsy were, and I'm going to reach out to them because they may not be ordering from me anymore. So you have to find your goal, you have to define it, and then you have to break it down. Break it down into small increments where you can achieve those goals. And if you don't achieve it one day, guess what? Tomorrow's a new day. And tomorrow you can do it, right? How many of you have a PRV goal? Raise your hand. So a pretty good amount of you have a PRV goal, which is great because that ultimately is where it starts, right? You have to have some sort of goal in order to accomplish anything. If you don't have a goal, you're just gonna willy-nilly it and do whatever you want whenever you want and not maybe achieve anything. If you don't have anything written down, if you don't have it where you can see it every day, that's something you need to do. You need to get a Post-it, write down your goal, and maybe you break it down daily, or you make a week and you say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you put how much, and then you track it and you say, okay, I did it, I didn't do it, okay, I need to make up for it here, I need to make up for it there. But it's important that you set that goal of how much PRV you want to go to earn. And the guiding factor of it ultimately is how much money are you wanting to make this month? Are you wanting to pay your car payment with your Scentsy business? Are you wanting to pay for, I don't know, maybe you're saving up for a family trip, maybe you're saving for a car payment, or there's all sorts of things, right? Even if you're just doing this for fun, for the friends, there's benefit financially for you to continue to sell the products, right? So you have to figure out what you're wanting out of it and how it's going to benefit you and your family. And that needs to be tied to everything that you do. You need to be mindful of that with everything that you do. Organizing in your office, doing random things here and there, those aren't going to help you achieve whatever that goal is. So I want you to, Yesenia commented, my son's graduation. I want to hear what you're using your paycheck for in the comments. Be specific. Be very specific. And if you don't know what you're using it for, hopefully some of these can give you an idea of what you could be aiming to gain commissions for. Dance classes, so good. Girls trip, cell phone bill, oh my gosh, yes. Dance class, tumbling class, mortgage, reinvest money, bills, yeah. So Cher has a very specific number. Do you see that? She wants $650 for the bills that she needs every month. So is Cher able to figure out how much she needs to sell to make $650? Yeah, a little math equation, right? I love the very specific number. She said over 2,000 is what she has to sell to make 650. Yep. So, and even some of these pay down debt, well, how much? How much are you wanting to, how soon do you want your debt paid off? You want it paid off in a year? You want it paid off in 2 years? And if it's a year, what does that look like? How much would you need to make every month to pay it off by the end of the year? Getting very, very specific. Same with Kylie, with your student loans. How long do you want to have student loans? How much interest do you want to pay on those student loans? Divide it up. This is how much I need to make. I love the very specific, the dollar amount. This is how much I want to make. If you haven't ever written that down, I want you to do that. If you have a Post-it with you, grab one and write down the number that you want. Write down how much you want to make. I see Denise is writing down a number. Okay, are you? Yeah? Nod? Yeah? So now that you have a number written down, the next step is, okay, how much do I need to sell in product? Don't think about your bonuses if you're a leader, a lead consultant or above. Don't think about that. Think purely commission off the products that you sell. How much do you need to sell to make that much? And then that's your goal. That's how much you need to sell this month. And from there, break it down to weeks. How much do you need to sell a week? And then from there, break it down to, you want to work 4 days a week? How much do you need to sell in 4 days? Scentsy ultimately is a party plan business. And we have stepped really far away from the party plan business model. How many of you have had a party in the last month? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't see a couple other screens, so let me scroll. Everybody's. So maybe 10, and there are 65 of us on the call. So that tells me that we need to be partying more. And maybe it's not the name party, right? Maybe it's the word, I want to partner with you to help you get free and half price items. Maybe it's you buy so much Scentsy every month, like we just need to have you do a party and you can get a bunch of it for free this month. Get all your friends together. Maybe it's a text party, maybe it's an online party. But I really think, and I'm going to challenge you to have an in-home party. I mean, that might scare the crap out of some of you. But I want you to try and have an in-home party by the end of January. Well, let's just say by the next time we meet in February. How's that? That gives you a couple more weeks. Is that fair enough? Crystal's like, no. They are so easy to do. You just simply bring all your testers and people just smell. And you take the orders, super casual. If people don't want to do it in their home, you could volunteer to have it in your home if you're able to. If you don't want to have it in your home, you could just go meet at a park one evening. And well, it's kind of cold, so maybe not right now. Maybe like a restaurant, and you get a big group of people together and do it at a restaurant. But that is where our business thrives, because one, you're meeting new people. And if you aren't meeting new people, you're exhausting your current customer base. And your current customer base gets thinned out over time, right? So we need to constantly be meeting new people. And when you have people that do a gathering, a scent gathering, if you want to call it that, they're going to invite people that you don't know. And then it just continues from there, right? At that party, you're going to ask people to host a party or host a scent gathering, a sip and sniff, whatever you want to call it. But that is where that big goal of however much you wanted to sell this month can be achieved like that. You aren't having to call 20 customers in a day. You have a big group of people and you can do it together. And you've got more than you would had you contacted 20 customers in a day. The problem is we sit and we don't act on these ideas that we get from other people. We kind of sit and we excuse bust ourselves, right? We're always like, oh, we always have an excuse. Oh, I'm too busy, or oh, I've got this, I've got that, I've got this. Well, if you're you're big, like, I want to pay for my kid's dance class. And if I don't pay for it, she's not going to be able to do it. If that is that important to you, you'll do whatever it takes to accomplish that. And if you want to stay home with your kiddo so that you can pay for that and you don't have to go work a 9 to 5, or you don't have to work an extra night shift or have a second job, or you name it, you have to put in the time and the effort in building your business through doing gatherings, doing snip and sniffs, doing events, and meeting more people. The great thing about our products that we sell is that they're consumable. People run out of them. I have customers that will buy from me once a year. And I'm like, how do you buy 12 bars and last a whole year on 12 bars? Like, I go through 12 bars in a month. Easy, easy. So part of that is educating them, right? Like, you can change your wax more than once a month. Like, educating them, which is always super fun to discover and to learn how your customers are using your products. But educating them on how they can use it and what they can use. And then using that to share other products. Oh my gosh, you love the smell of Cozy Cardigan? Or you love the smell Luna? Oh, we've got it in laundry, and your clothes can smell like this too. And having samples for them to try is really important as well. Being intentional with what you share with your customers is really, really important. There are so many things that if you're just like blasting all of it at them, they're just like, whoa, I don't want to do any of that, because that's a lot of information and I can't focus on that. But if you put, like I said earlier in the call before we started recording, I think if you throw one product at them, oh my gosh, look at this warmer. It's for $10 on our flash sale. Like last week, I highlighted the Paloma warmer, the little mini warmer nightlight warmer. It was $15 last week. Well, now it's $10. And I highlighted it last week. So I sent it to people that had commented on my post. And I sent it to customers that I know love that style. And I've gotten some sales from it. So making sure that you're being intentional with what you're sharing, the style, customers like a specific style, and target marketing them with those products is very, very important. And then once they're like, oh yeah, I need that warmer. Okay, well, what wax do you need? Like, what scents are you out of that you love? And then you get more sales with the scents that you are offering them. I had a customer, this lady, we have been friends on Facebook for 15 years. She used to do my lashes when I used to get my lashes done back in like the early teens. And she was my lash lady. I would go to her house. She would sell scents. I would sell Scentsy to her. I would buy my lashes from her. Like, we just had this thing. And I haven't talked to the lady in probably a decade. We're still friends on Facebook, but I haven't like messaged her or talked to her. Like, talk about a horrible consultant. That's me. I didn't message her to reach out to be like, hey, do you need more stuff? Because like, I felt bad because I don't want to get my lashes done anymore. So like, is that awkward? Right? All of these excuses we come up with why we shouldn't reach out to people. Well, I went live, or I made a video last week about a few Valentine warmers, and she saw one of them and she commented and she's like, oh my gosh, I need that. And so I messaged her, we texted, haven't talked to her in over a decade, but it was like, we just picked up right where we left off. Went to her house. I took like 20 bars. She bought 12 bars. She didn't ask for bars, but I knew she didn't have any because I haven't sold any Scentsy to her in over a decade. So I knew she would need some. So knowing your people and knowing what they need and just filling those gaps So instead of just selling her the $50, $55 warmer, I was able to walk away with like $150 in sales because I took a bunch of stuff, right? So knowing what your customers like is important. Knowing their style, knowing what scents they like, but also being very intentional with what you share with them. Not overwhelming with all the things, right? But picking a few things and highlighting those few things, and then share that with them and ask if they need more of whatever they use. Hopefully you've started to get some fan customers, not fans, like they're your fans, not only fans, but like the mini wall fans, you know? Yeah. So hopefully, I love the face. I love you laughing. See, you're paying attention. It's good. It's good stuff. But the little wall fans right there, that little guy. So hopefully you have customers that are like slowly maybe trying different products. And you can use that to help build their subscriptions, either whether they're in Scentsy Club, like, because these pods, I have this little guy right here. I love it. It smells so good, just right by my desk. But these pods, like we have a ton of them on sale today. So I went through and I looked at all my customers that have purchased wall fans. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to message them and say, hey, look at all these pods that are on sale right now. You can get a, I don't remember how much they were. Anybody remember how much the pods were? Like $8 or something? $6. See, April knows. Yeah. So being intentional, it will only help you be successful. But if you don't write down the goal, if you don't write down what you're wanting to achieve, what you're wanting to get out of your business this month, what you're wanting to get money for, pay off debt, you name it. You guys rattled them all off. But if you don't break it down, you're not as likely to be successful as the person that writes it down and has a tracker even. Like I know Bonnie is really pushing to, I can't remember what she has left, 5,000. You need 5,000 PRV, Bonnie? I don't know where she's at. I know she's on here. Yeah. So she's like being very intentional with sharing this goal that she has to sell 5,000 PRV by the end of the month. Oh, now she's $3,500 away. Yeah. 30, yeah, I said that right. But sharing that with your customers is great. I think a lot of people shy away from it because they're nervous that it looks maybe a little tacky or maybe like just needy, but people love to help and support their friends. And if you're social media friends, they're going to support you. And if they don't, you're going to find people that will support you. But you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You have to put yourself out there. You have to find the thing that brings you joy in sharing Scentsy. And it's hard because we all go through times where maybe we're a little bit down about life. Maybe we're a little bit down about things that are just happening around us, and we just can't get through the hard that we're facing right now. But when you dumb it down, that's probably not a very nice way to say it. But if you break it down and you really think about, well, why am I doing this? Oh, I want this. Okay, so what brings me joy in this business? What makes me happy? And really think about it. What makes you happy? I had a customer who was a referral from one of my very best customers who brought her 4 children to my house a couple weeks ago. They tracked mud in my office. Like they were crazy. They were like teenage kids. They weren't like toddlers, right? So they weren't like breaking things, but they were having the best time sitting here smelling all the wax. They were like, I want this, I want that. Like they were loving it. And I just stood there and I was just like, this is so much fun. Like, I just love that this moment of them smelling the wax is bringing them so much joy that it's like bringing me so much joy. So creating those moments with customers when they come and they smell, or they're coming and they're looking for a specific scent that reminds them of someone or a specific memory that they have, that's what brings me joy in this business. And so that's what you have to find. You have to remember that. You have to remember what it is about this business that brings you joy. And that's what you need to focus on. Make it align it to your, what you're doing, your sales goals, your sponsoring goals. Align it, make it align, point it to why you're doing this and focus on it. Do the things that bring you joy. I think that that is so, so important for us to remember. Those moments with customers when they're happy and they're smelling and they're like joking about things, like that's always my favorite. That's like a core favorite, right? Another favorite is sharing moments like this with you guys. Coming on here, we're all interacting, we're joking, we're talking. I'm talking really. But seeing your faces and seeing your goals and your like wishes and your desires of what you want to get out of your business. Because I know you can achieve it. I believe you can. You have all the tools in your belt. It's just a matter of using them and doing the work to get there. If you need someone to watch or someone to help you daily with like motivation, because it's hard. It's wintertime, it's cold, everybody just wants to stay home. Like, I get it. And life is just crap sometimes. But my friend Mel Robbins, we're friends. We're not really friends, but I follow her and love her. She's awesome. Brie, I love that I'm making you laugh tonight. It's so great. But she is so good about just like shooting straight and like making you feel empowered to go and do. Like, get up, get off your butt, and go do the thing that you want to do today. She motivates me like nobody else can motivate me. So I challenge you to find, if Mel's not your person, maybe your person is, I don't know, James Clear. Maybe your person is someone else, a motivational, inspirational person. There are lots of them. Find them and take like, go listen to their podcast for the day. Like, Mel releases podcasts like every other day or something. Maybe it's just once a week, but I feel like every day on her Instagram, she's sharing something motivating and inspiring that like makes your wheels turn and makes you like want to go and do. So take 5 minutes and do that every day. And then look at your goal. Look what you're wanting to achieve for the month. And then make a plan. But the hardest part is to do it, right? The hardest part. So I challenge you to do that. You've all written down. I didn't write it down because I was talking too much. But hopefully you've all written down your PRV goal, what you're wanting to do. Now, if you're crazy, you're going to add to it. I would maybe even challenge you to add 500 PRV to it, just for fun, to just shoot for the moon and go above and beyond and stretch. And then break it down, party it up, or gather your friends, gather the people, host your own Scentsy gathering, go somewhere and gather with people and get the scents in their face. Create those memories, those moments where they're just finding joy and happiness and smelling all the amazing stuff, and even laugh about the stinky ones, because there are some stinky ones, right? So many amazing scents with the Bring Back My Bars this month. That's going to help you achieve our 20-year incentive. The Bring Back My Bar this month, especially. Highlight one of your favorite bars from the Bring Back My Bar this month. Every day you could highlight a different bar and share it with customers that you know love that specific scent. Use your, I gotta look it up because I'm gonna say it wrong. Use the Bring Back My Bar report in your workstation. You all have this Bring Back My Bar report. If you look under reporting, sales report, there is a Bring Back My Bar purchase history. If you click on that, it will show you all of the customers that have purchased bars that are in the current Bring Back My Bar offering this month. You better be reaching out to every single one of those people on that list. You better be talking to them about Scentsy Club. They can always get that bar that they love. You can see how many bars they purchased. Like I have this one customer that purchased 6 lavender vanilla Scentsy bars back in 2017. I need to get her in Scentsy Club. She probably hasn't worn that bar since 2017. I have a lady that purchased Everything Nice bars, 10 of them in 2018. She probably hasn't used that scent since then because it hasn't been around since then. So use the tools that Scentsy has in our hands this month. There are so many of them. And use that to build your relationship with your customers and to connect with them and show them the offerings that we have and to ultimately reach that goal that you have for yourself and for your family and for your kids, to fill that bucket of whatever it is you're wanting to raise money for and use it. And hopefully you can push yourself, add that 500, and then you have a little extra to do, maybe pay off that debt a little bit more, or to celebrate your success and treat yourself to something that you don't normally treat yourself to. So that is your challenge. Any questions for tonight? Drop them in the comments real quick and I'll give us a couple of minutes to answer if you have any questions about anything. This is anything goes question time. If you've had something in your mind today that you're like, oh my gosh, I need to know this. And if you don't have a question, that's totally okay. But we're super excited as your SSDs to gather together once a month. Our next call, look at my calendar because I don't want to mess it up. Our next call is going to be, oh gosh, my mouse just went crazy. 1, 2, 3, on the 21st of February. So it'll be after World Tour. Who's all going to World Tour? Yes, yes, it's going to be amazing. Amazing. I saw some things today I can't tell you about, but it's going to be amazing. Amazing. It's going to be so much fun. Mel Robbins, yes, thank you. Thanks, Kim. There were lots of you that commented. San Antonio, anybody going to San Antonio? I'll be in San Antonio. Anybody going to Dallas? Anybody? Sorry, my kid just got home. Dallas? Anybody in Dallas? Okay, we'll be cooking a plan up to get together and chill and eat food and spend time together because I'm here for it. All right, any other questions? I don't think so. Oh, New Hampshire, you have some New Hampshire friends. We have some Phoenix friends in here. There's all over the place. I wish I could go to all of them. I really do. But I'm excited to be able to go. It's going to be great. So thank you for jumping on tonight. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your January. Set those goals high. I do want to take a picture. We have like 3 pages of us. So let's see how I can do this. I go full screen, I can get more. Yes. So take yourself off no camera mode, please. There's a lot of you with no, like 2 pages of no camera, friends. Come on. There's a little more. Oh, there's Carrie. There we go. There's Amy. Yep. Deb, thank you, thank you. There's still a lot of you not with your cameras on. It's okay. Let's see here. Yes, okay. I'll do the first page and then we'll do the second page. Sorry, my kid just got home and she's really loud. Can you hear her screaming in the kitchen? No? Yes? Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the first page. Okay, second page. Yes, it's mostly full. That's good. Yes, anybody else? Yes, good. More. Yes, there's second page. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. I will share the link to this. So if you have any team members or friends that are not on the call that you know should be listening to this, you can send them the link. I will share it through your SSDs. So make sure you ask them if they don't post it in the next 24 hours. But I'll try and get it posted tonight. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on, and we will see you next month.